Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Lakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and great millstone who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. The brothers who labor in this truth, putting their life on the line, especially in these times. Shalom to the brothers and the very few sisters who believe in this truth wholeheartedly. Shalom to the whole elect. All right. This lesson is going to be, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, we're going to bring up a few points. The things that's going on across the world, across the globe, and people, they see it happening, but they still have this veil over their eyes. They're in the state of denial. They're arrogant in their ignorance, right? Which is a true definition of a nigga. They say it's ignorant, right? But as someone who's arrogant in their ignorance, right? That's what you see what's going on right now. Not only with Jacob, with the people across the world, but especially with Jacob, man. Especially with Jacob. 2/3 of Jacob, or the ones that's been blinded, you can see you can see that they have no awareness of what's really going on according to their actions. We had a few hot days here in the Northeast, well, here in the New England, back to back, and you see that they're focused more on, going out, letting everybody see them, whether they're men or women. They want to be seen. They want to be on the scene. They want to be seen, not setting their house in order through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said. You gotta set that house in order, starting with yourself, your family, and your people. But these people have no idea. Even if they see what's going on, they're in a state of denial, like I said. All right, so we're gonna go over, look at a few articles, and then we're gonna go through some scriptures, man, and roughly through the spirit. I don't have no scriptures written down. I know where potentially I want to go. That came to mind. All right, so we're not gonna read over the whole articles, but we're gonna go into a portion of the articles and see if we see any key points, and then we're gonna go from there through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So right here he says, world has 10-week supply of wheat. Experts tell, and this is the sources Fox. All right. Expert tells UN Security Council. This is seismic. All right, seismic. And you know what? Let's go look up that word seismic. Seismic definition. Relating to earthquakes or other vibrations of the earth and its crust. After a few days of seismic activity, the volcano erupted started. Okay, relating to denoting geological surveying methods involving vibrations produced artificially by explosions. Oh, this is the one we're looking for. Of enormous portions or effect, right? So that's what is going into. Salakia, Salakia. That's someone out there. I'm out here. But all right, back to it. Of enormous proportions or effect. So let's go back into the article that we was just reading. So this is an enormous proportion. This is what's gonna happen. This is gonna be people gonna fail with the lack of wheat. With what? Let's why we see this. So I'll pray that let's see what wheat. So wheat things made from. Okay, so things made from wheat, flour, burgle, bread, pasta, couscous, crackers, wheat flour, wheat bran, cookies, cake, chapati. Okay, let's see if we got anything more. Um, you know, so these are the things: cakes, muffins, breakfast cereal. You hear that? These are the things that's being made out of wheat. It's gonna be a shortage at a seismic. It's gonna be a seismic event. Yeah, right. This is seismic. Let's read. Wheat lies piled in grain warehouse earlier showed by Russian forces on May 6, 2022, near the front lines of Kherson Oblast and Novo Novovoron, Ukraine. Global food insecurity has reached levels not seen since the financial crisis of 2008, and it's only going to get worse without aggressive intervention. A food security expert told the United States Security Council this week. Russia's invasion of Ukraine did not start a food security crisis, but it did add. You see, because remember before that happened, you had food supply supplying food supply uh what's the word? Wow, crates on the west shore, the west coast, the shore of California, man, and they wasn't able to come in. See, a lot of these things that we seen that's going on through the spirit, we're able to see it. That you seeing, and it's all through Yahweh letting it be done through the hands of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. But it's an engineered, it's an engineered famine. What you see is going on right now. It's an engineered famine, and you can clearly see the things that's going on right now through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. If you've been given that eye salve, that this famine that you see was going on is being engineered and manufactured, right? But ultimately through the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that is going down, and it's going down as a seismic proportion, an enormous proportion. What is going to be devastating to those who doesn't have that cloak, those hedges on them. All right. But it's to add fuel as fire that was long burning. All right. So it's like them throwing more logs into that fire to keep that fire going, to keep that fire going. All right. More fuel. Right. When you throw fuel into fire, that's just gonna the flames is just gonna just intensify. A global company that uses artificial intelligence and public and private data to predict food supply trends. All right. This isn't silico, this is seismic. So let's go into that word silico. Let's just get it. Um, see, because we know what seismic means. Silico meaning occurring in cycles, recurring, right? Seasonal, you know. Uh, so not something just that's I get that's just a cycle that happens. This is something that's is gonna be seismic, something that hasn't. And that's why in Jacob's trouble, remember, is going to be something that hasn't been seen since there was a nation. All right. Let's go. Let's go back. Um, Even if the war were to end tomorrow, our food security problem isn't going away anytime soon without concerted action. Before the Russia-Ukraine conflict began, the two countries supplied a combined one-third of the world's wheat exports and were in the top five exporters of corn. So not just wheat, but in the top five exporters of corn. Okay, so you got your cereal, your corn chips, all right, your wheat, your breads. This thing's your tortillas, right? These things is not only is gonna be scarcity. All right, so Russia. So okay, we got to get that. We got to get that. Okay. So before the Russian-Ukraine conflict began, the two countries supplied a combined one-third of the world's wheat exports and were in the top five exporters of corn. Coupled with widespread fertilizer shortages, right? Because fertilizer, right, is key to for your food, your for plants to grow, right? You need fertilizer. So there's fertilizer shortages. So now just eating your fruits, your natural fruits and things that come from the earth, there's a shortage of fertilizer. Supply chain issues, right? We discussed that. And record droughts, the world has about 10 weeks. So this is a lot of things that's going on at once when it comes to food, man. The world has about 10 weeks worth of wheat on hand. The entire world have about 10 weeks. 10 weeks from now of wheat on hand. You see? This is and our people are too busy, want to look cute, want attention, focused on things that's gonna lead them to destruction, man. You know, it is a thing that seeming right to a man is gonna lead to death, roughly paraphrasing. And we're gonna get into these precepts, man. Matter of fact, we'll get that. We'll get that since I quoted it. Let's see, man. Right. So Proverbs, yep. Proverbs 16:25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So these people's actions, the things they go and do on a day-to-day basis, it's gonna lead to death, man. Their ways is destructive, man. It's destructive. It's not constructive. It's destructive. All right. Let's go back into that article because I seen something. Um, right here, Menker says so. Sarah Menker, founder and chief executive officer of Grow Intelligence Inc., speaks during Bloomberg New Economy Forum in Singapore on Thursday, November 18, 2021. All right, so that's her, I guess. Eve, it look like. Without aggressive global actions, we stand the risk of an extraordinary. See, we gotta get into. That's why we gotta see. Let's go get to what extraordinary means, man. Extraordinary. Finish reading the sentence, and then we're gonna go into extraordinary. Without aggressive global actions, we stand the risk of an extraordinary amount of human suffering and economic damage. This is an expert, right? An Eve expert, right? Let's go. Let's go to extraordinary. Extraordinary definition. Very unusual or remarkable. All right. Exceptional, amazing. Let's go. Astounding. Let's get that. Okay, no, not that one we want. Because ordinary is ordinary, but this is gonna be extraordinary, outstanding. All right. Eye catching. You know, you're not gonna be able to. You know, that is gonna be so in front of your face when you're suffering, right, within this famine, that you're not gonna be able to have a blind eye to it anymore. You're not gonna be able to go outside and be in your folliness, man. That's when no man's gonna have a pity upon their neighbor. Out of this world, right? Extremely, and enjoyable. They say, but it's not gonna be enjoyable. Uncommon, rare. These are some of the similar words. So let's go back into that article. Yep, let's go back. Without aggressive global actions, we stand the risk of an extraordinary amount of human suffering and economic damage. All right. Russia claims the 10,000 plus sanctions the country is facing for its aggression toward Ukraine have disrupted routes, impeded Russian vessels from delivering goods, and restricted commercial transactions because of banking difficulties. Right. So you've seen they trying to claim that this the case, but we this is gonna go up to the on the elites table. They know what's going on. That's why through the spirit we say this may be engineered or manufactured. even the things that's going over there between Russia and Ukraine. So just like the elder apostle Tahar said, and I believe as well, is that a lot of that has to do with, and this is just the Lord, man. He's putting it in their hearts. And let's go there. Let's go there. He's putting it in their hearts to do these things. The king's, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So these actions that these kings of the earth are doing is in the hands of the Lord, man. As the rivers of the water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. So whether they know they're manufacturing, or if it's manufactured or not, is ultimately Yahweh who's manufacturing what's going on, man. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, man, because the Lord here is capitalized, right? So we know that's speaking of Yahweh, okay? Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth their hearts, and the hearts go into Lab in Hebrew, which is the mind, and the heart and the mind, okay? So he's putting this on their mind. Remember, while they sleep, he give them the instruction. He sealed up the instruction, and they wake up and they go perform the actions through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I just did not so long ago a epistle on that, how a man's going is of the Lord, so how can he then understand his own way? All right? So let's go to this, and I don't know if we want to, but this article got some good stuff in it, man. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said those claims are false. The decision to weaponize food to Moscow's and Moscow alone, Blinken says, sanctions aren't blocking Black Sea ports, trapping ships filled with food. And this is U.S. again being the hypocrites that they are, calling somebody else a liar. That's the hypocrites of these Americans, man. They want to claim somebody else is a liar when they the bold faced lie, man. They wake up speaking lies, man. That's who they are. All the way going back to the spirit of Cain, deceivers, the devils that the Bible speak of, diablos, going to the word deceiver, okay? And they want to call somebody else a liar. These are hypocrites. That's why today this is that hypocritical nation. It's Esau Edom. All right, all right. Let me just make sure. Hopefully that might be all right. So let's just read what's causing global food insecurity. Lack of fertilizer. These claim lack climate change, cooking oil change, right? The price of palm oil has nearly tripled in the last 2 years, Minkus said. And the world has lost 75% of sunflower oil exports to the war in Ukraine. China has also noticed the increased amount of cooking oil it imports. Grain shortage, right? Russia and Ukraine accounted for a third of the world's wheat exports before the conflict began. Now the world is seeing record low grain levels on top of fertilizer shortage, supply issues, and droughts. Let's go back to fertilizer prices have nearly tripled over the past year and quadrupled over the past 2 years, Megan said, thanks to supply chains issues, restrictions on natural gas, export restrictions amid the Russia and Ukraine war. The fertilizer shortage could significantly reduce crop yields for big suppliers like the United States, Brazil, and Western Europe later this year into next year, severely impacting global food security and inflation for 3 to 5 years at minimum. So we've seen these things happen, right? Supply chain, logistical bottlenecks, supply chain issues created by pandemic. So they saying it's the logistics going on, importing and exporting, the how things are being operated when it comes to things coming in, things going out. You know, they blaming it on these things, making it impossible. All Ukrainian ports remain closed, making it impossible. Hold up, matter of fact, but it have been exasperated by the Ukrainian and Russian war. All Ukrainian ports remain closed, making it impossible to move any of Ukraine's harvested grains across its borders, shifting to Rail will move less than 10% of pre-war flow. It's not enough. All right. All right. Let me yeah. So that's basically the end of that article. Okay, we can read this. Matter of fact. Um, it's a once in a generation occurrence that can dramatically reshape the geopolitical era. Minka said, we cannot solve food insecurity on a national scale anywhere. While the next 5 years will likely be difficult, we can coordinate a global response. All right, then that's the hope, because they believe. See, the Lord told us right here, as he in Matthew 24:6. Matter of fact, you know what? Before we even go there, let's bring out a few articles. But see, the Lord let us know that famine is inevitable. It's going to happen. All right. Let's read this article right here. This is dealing with the. We're sorry. This is from Fortune, another reputable source. We're sorry to every family who let down. Abbott CEO explains the company's role in the U.S. baby formula shortage, right? So most, especially Jake, man, Eve is so lazy, man. They don't like to breastfeed, man. They rather, they rather see they don't want to mess up their breasts and have it sagging. They want to have perky nipples, and they don't want to do that. It hurts them, right? These are the excuses you hear from Eve, man. Trust me, you hear these type of excuses from Eve why they think they shouldn't breastfeed. Always looking for an out. Always looking for a fast way. You know? But it's more nurturing to the baby to breastfeed, especially if the woman is gonna eat properly. The nutrients coming from breast milk and not the additives and the processed and genetically modified organisms that's in baby formula is detrimental to the baby. It's a better thing to breastfeed. That's why the Lord created it that way, man. But see, these people, man, they rather go, especially Jake, man, Eve. She want the easy way out. She want to keep her nipples. She want her titties upright, and she want to create a BBL and all these other things. They want to get silicones. They want to get everything that's gonna stop them from being able to breastfeed their children, man, right? They want to have breast implants, right? And this is why, see, when the Hardy's gonna be made low, that's these proud women as well, man. They're gonna see the vintage should fail, and this is part of that vintage is failing them, man. This is part of it. They relying on Esau Edom, their daddy, right? To provide them with these things to make their life easier, but things is getting harder for them. And it's a beautiful thing to see these things happening to in the world today, man. Because all the people that's walking around proud, whoever's walking around proud, they're gonna start to see these things manifested. And it's gonna be quite clear. It's gonna be seismic. Where you're not able to hide, it's not gonna be able to be something you're gonna be able to turn a back on. It's gonna be right in your home, right in your doorstep. But you're gonna have to deal with it. And it's starting to happen now. You see the gas prices rising. They saying the gas prices is not. Let's go into that. Let's go. Real matter of fact, let's get into this article. Matter of fact, the title says enough, man. There's been baby formula shortages. The U.S. just try to get some from Europe, but it's not going to be able to. It says it right here. Matter of fact, let's go. I read. By the start of May, I'm just jumping down in the article. You can check the article if check it out. You May. By the start of May, 43% of baby formula was out of stock at retailers. 43%, almost 50% of baby formula. So that's about 50% of baby formula shortage, man. And these people want to walk around with all this pride, man. That's why it says, woe to them that will give them suck in those days. Those who give suck in those days, roughly paraphrasing. Having a young children and you being in the mindset of not wanting to breastfeed your child, that's gonna be woe to you, man. You're relying on Daddy Esau Edom to have to have the resolution, the solution, so to you not to have the formula, literally, not even just baby formula, but the formula to your problems, man. To you want to do the easy way out, man. All right, let's go into other articles. I don't want to make this too long and drawn out, but just to show you what's going on in the world today, and how our people do not consider, man, what's going on. Blackouts. CNN, another reputable source. And this is May 19, 2022. Let's just get the date on those articles, matter of fact. The 10-week shortage, that was a day ago, man. 1 day ago. All right? This is the baby formula. This is May 23rd. These things is happening today, yesterday, right? These are articles that are recent articles with reputable sources. CNN, blackouts possible this summer due to heat and extreme weather, official warns. Now, the question you have to ask is, so, like, how can they foresee the forecast what the weather's gonna be 2, 3 months from now? That's how they say this devil, man. He search out all things, but most ultimately, they're losing that discernment as well. I was just discussing that with a brother, man. They said it was gonna be one thing, and then it was a total another thing. Right there, losing that discernment of the skies. However, the Most High said that will happen, right? However, you seeing that these people they're literally getting ready to again engineer more blackouts. So food shortages, blackouts. It's gonna be heat, so that means no AC, no fan, right? It's gonna be a heat wave without you being in the black, but not able to turn on no AC, and not able to turn on a fan. See, these are the things that's gonna happen, man. And these people are just walking around so proud. As I'm outside right now doing this lesson in my vehicle, you see the pride in these people, man. You see, the Lord is gonna bring these proud people low, man. Thus save the Lord. All right. We don't even got to go into this article, but as you know, extreme temperatures and ongoing drought could cause the power grid to buckle across vast areas of the country this summer, potentially leading to electricity shortages and blackouts. And U.S. power grid regulators said Wednesday. So that's bottom line. All we have to read right there, man. There's more. You can go read some more. To get some more understanding what's happening with these blackouts. All right, but just showing you these things is happening. It's happening, man. It's happening. Prophecies is popping. It's popping like popcorn, like the elder apostles would say. All right, let's just go get some scriptures, man, and we can end it off there, man. We'll just go. We'll go here first, and then we'll go on Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars. Oh, matter of fact, we got to get that last one. That last little article, man. It just happened today. RT News. All right. U.S. ready to fight China over Taiwan. Biden over Taiwan. That's what Biden says. All right. U.S. President Joe Biden indicated on Monday, which is today, that Washington is willing to use military force to defend Taiwan if necessary. Speaking at a joint press conference with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in Tokyo, he explained that U.S. sees the idea of China going in with its troops as unacceptable. So China going to go to the southern portion of their into to Taiwan is an American problem. That's what Biden says, because they have vested interests in Taiwan. You know why? Because they make a large majority, almost I think 80-90% of the world's chips, the world's technology, those chips, right? And then let's see if it can go into it. Not really. right here. We are looking to deepen our economic partnership with Taiwan, including on high technology issues, including on semiconductor supply, he said, but we're pursuing that in the first instance on a bilateral basis, right? So bottom line, man, they see people see that Taiwan, there's a lot of financial interest in Taiwan, man, and that's gonna not only have financial interest, but infra to a not an infrastructure, yeah, infrastructure as well, but infrastructure, but also having one of the world's most important things in their hands. So it give them an upper hand over all the other nations, man. All the other over all the other superpowers. All right, and that's just them. That's just America, Babylon. You know that great city looking to continue to have their reign, man. But see, these things that you seeing what's going on is gonna ultimately lead into the Third World War, man. And that's why we said the king's heart is in the Lord's hands, man. He stirred the way it should go. So we're just hoping that China invades Taiwan, man. We want these things to happen, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. We want to see these wars and these rumors of wars start to coming to fruition. All right, so let's go to Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, ye that ye be not troubled. Slack it, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we have to see these things come to pass. All right, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. We discussed the famines, right? And pestilence. You see what's going on with the M to the P and with the C to the V. All right, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. See, while you're in your comfort, while you're in your comfort, the Lord's gonna come and get you. The Lord is beginning to visit this place, and you're gonna be in the comfort, and that's when judgment is gonna happen, man. And that's exactly where we're gonna go. Right there, and we'll end it there, man. I can go smooth now. First Thessalonians 4. Let's go to 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no read that I write unto you. See, because the elect on this side, the hopeful elect is measuring the time diligently. They're watching what's going on in the world today and filtering it through the scriptures. And they're able to see that we're in the last days. These are the end of times we're in. This is the end of this world, which this age, Renaissance, the Renaissance, that from the Renaissance era to this point we're at now, where Esau Edom is at the pinnacle of their rulership, man. And remember, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, right? So we're seeing it happening right before our eyes, man. We're seeing this man coming down with a great wrath because he knows he has a short time. So these things that's being manufactured, engineered, is all roughly Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua putting it in his heart, putting it in their spirits to do these things. The kings of the earth is gonna go right the way the Lord is gonna go right the way how the Lord played it out to be, man. And we have a we can see the things that's going on. All right. For yourselves, First Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. So we know these things, man. For when they shall so for when they shall say peace and safety. So that's what you see right now. People thinking that they're in there, they're looking for things to go back to some normal to things to go back to normal, right? They want things to be peaceful, right? They want to go on with their daily lives, right? They want things to go back to how they used to see it, or things to get better, right? They want to make America great again, all right? And safety, right? When they think, but see, the things is right in front of their eyes that this shit ain't getting better. But see, they've been deceived. They've been deceived. The deceiver has been deceived, man. Right? But bottom line, who's being deceived? The people. Jake all the people's being deceived, but mainly Jake, because this is for Jake, man. The other nations, they're in their rightful order. Even the 2/3 is in their rightful. Everybody's in their lot, like Daniel 12 and 13 said. Everybody's in their lot in the last days, the end of days. But that's why we're out here blowing that trumpet, publishing what's going on in the world and filtering it through the scriptures, telling Jake to wake up, man. No, wake up out of sleep, man. Knowing the time. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed. See? The scriptures is very plain when you have the eyes out and you have the lob to understand it, man. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. And the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is supping with us, man. So we can understand what's really going on. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. So when that child is at the end of, and those contractions start to speed up, and they come in every 5-6 minutes because things it's gradual. And as you see what's going on in the world, is gradually coming to an end. This age is gradually coming to an end. See, and then these contractions are gonna start to speed up, man. They're gonna come every 3 to 5 minutes, and that's when you know that baby is on his way out. For those of you who have children, you know exactly what I'm talking about, man. But ye brethren are not in darkness, and that's the elect. The elect is not gonna be in darkness, right? That 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 day shall overtake you as a thief. Right? Because we're going to be constantly be praying. We're going to be fasting through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, preparing ourselves spiritually, right? Because you carnally is not going to get you out of this, man. Nothing you do carnally, no guns, none of that is going to get you out of this. See, this is going to be spiritually. This is a spiritual warfare. This is going to all happen spiritually, man. All right? But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. See, we're the children of the light, right? The children of the day. We can see. We are not of the night, right? Nor of the darkness. That's that veil being over your eyes, right? That veil being over your eyes. Not able to see. Blinded, right? When you going back into Romans 11 and 7, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Blinded. All right? According as it is written, Yahweh Shem Yahushai giving them the spirit of slumber. See, they're asleep. They can't see. They're in utter darkness. Eyes that they should not see. See? And ears that they should not hear. They're not able to hear. They're not only able to see, they're not able to hear. That's why it says, bless he that have the hair, he that have an ear must hear. Or, roughly paraphrasing. He that have an ear, hear. But see, everybody has ears, right? But they don't hear. They don't hear what's going on. All right? Until this day. All right, so let's go back to that. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, okay? But let us watch and be sober, okay? Let's watch, constantly watching, being circumspect, seeing what's going on around us, seeing, filtering things what's going on in the world through the scriptures. And that's what builds up our faith as well, man. That's why we got to constantly be on watch and not sleeping as do others, right? And be sober. With sober is not talking about not having a little drink. No, sober mean spiritually sober. not drunken off the wine of these other philosophies, man. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. You see, that's what they're drunken off these philosophies. They're listening to everything Esau Edom, their daddy telling them, man. They believe it. They believe it. That's why they went to like the elder Kazak Ya'ala. I know they call it things Kazak Ya'ala. From Mississippi, he said Juice World. They're in the Juice World, right? They went and trusting Pharaoh. Made Pharaoh their covering. Egypt. They trust in Egypt, man. In bondage and captivity. And their oppressor. That's Stockholm syndrome. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. So we have on that equipment, that armor, that breastplate, protecting our mind and feeding our mind the right things, being cleansed in the mind, the renewal of the mind. How? Through these scriptures. We've been brainwashed, right? In a righteous sense. For Yahweh Shem Yahushua has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation. That's we need to be saved out of this place. That's why Adawan Ratazah, we are those people that the elect, because only the elect is not appointed to wrath. By let's go back. 1 Thessalonians 5:9. For Yahweh for Yahweh Shem Yahushua has not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, man. Our big brother, man. Our intercessor. Right? The one who's speaking on our behalf to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, which means he exists, he to be, right? He is. And Yahweh Shah means he is the deliverer, he is the savior. All right? And who's going to be the see? To obtain salvation. He's the savior by our Lord Yahweh Shah, who died for us, that whether we wake up, so like that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. All right, so he's died for us, man. So Yasharala, he died for Yasharala, man. All plain and simple at the end of it, because Israel will have dominion in the kingdom to come. 1/3 will be delivered out of this destruction that's happening, the end of this age, right? With Esau Edom being in rulership, right? And then the rest of Yasharala, the rest of Israel will be in dominion. The 2/3 that didn't make it out of this side, they're gonna have dominion. They're gonna come back through the lawns of the elect, and they will have dominion, right? They're gonna have dominion. Yeah, some of them they're gonna have contempt. Some of them are gonna have shame. However, they're still gonna be made kings and priests, and for the women, they'll be princess. All right. So we have something to look forward to. But see, you don't want to go through that ultimate judgment, man. You want to be able to see the downfall of your enemy through the spirit of your Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, and be raised up and receive those incorruptible bodies, man. See, these people, they looking for a corruptible crown. We're looking for an incorruptible crown, man. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Continue to watch and be sober, man. All right, shalom to the whole.